Well, California fans, you can only hear me, but you can't see me. I'm trying to sort my audio out. I've got a comment coming also now. Ashley D, as always. Hey up, Gooners. Ashley D, I'm sorry, mate. I'm trying to sort out my camera. That's not good. If that's possible, then stop cam. Right, okay. Okay. So yeah, I know I'm only in the stream audio only. Guys, bear with me a moment longer. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch everything off and come back to you. So sorry about this. I'm going to try and re-enter in a moment. Right, I hope you guys can see me and hear me. What a nightmare! What a nightmare! I'm trying to get hold of, trying to do this all in the right way. I know with Alex, he's a dab hand when it comes to this kind of technology. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. So if I go back into some of the comments, it seems that I've had quite a bit. So there we go. There's Ashley D as always. Yeah, goodness. Next part as he comes up, one's coming for the TV and the visible mad. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm acting mad. I'm acting mad because I thought I had everything all lined up, all straight, nice camera, laptop will be playing up, won't be playing up, and then of course, as soon as I go live, it goes south. And of course, he goes on to say, still locked up in the madhouse with no cameras. You know what? It's been a mad one. It's been a mad one. We've got Gideon Kalechi, High Gooners for life. And yeah, picture is up though. You have the Chinese lip syncing going on there. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best with the resources, the rich resources I have, but I'm not taking advantage of it. So this is still trial and error for me. So okay. So the main reason why I put myself up on here is purely because let's get rid of the live banner because it's a bit distracting. Can't hide. I'm not gonna hide. Of course not. There we go. Actually getting the grips of it. I thought I'd just do a little catch up. I know that we've got European match tomorrow as well. I'm not prepared, but that's no excuse. And after the weekend, it was a bit of a dismal result, considering that we had more possession and we came away with a loss rather than with a win. I was hoping to get my brother on here as well, but no doubt he's probably doing something more important than supporting me, and he always does a lot more of this than I do. So no doubt he'll come up when he can. I'm going to stretch up my screen a bit more. Is that better, or is that even more uglier? No. Let's exit that. I feel I'm a bit too close. There we go. Okay, so yeah, it's Raz calling from Cardiff. I'm not sure what the weather's like at your end, but so far it seems to be steady and just not overcast, a bit sunny. But where we are in the UK, guys, I hope you're well and that all's good and that we are looking forward to this European tie. I think it's. Let me get my fixture list ready so we can take your questions and answers on this little podcast I've got going. It's not the best, but it's something anyway. So Arsenal next fixture sounds like I'm a bit of a FC Zurich. I'm not sure who they are. I don't think they're any mugs from what John Laguna mentioned on the Easy Talk early in the week. But it'd be interesting to see how we bounce back from our recent loss against Man United. I did bump into a couple of Man United fans. One was very quiet, which I was grateful for, but the other one actually shook my hand, and he couldn't believe how they come away with a win. But listen, these things happen. And in order for us to bounce back, we've got to. It's our first match in Europe, so hopefully we'll be able to. I just see the message from Ashley. Talk faster, you might catch up. I'm sorry if in terms of technology, I may look a bit fuzzy, and my lip syncing may be slightly out with the picture. I'm still new to this. I'm still very new. Well, I have done some watch-alongs, and I haven't had it with any kind of technical glitches. But these things are sent to try us. Okay. So Ashley D came up with another question. It was predictable. Said for the last 3 weeks we only won because it was average teams who missed their chances. The top teams will not, just like last season. So what do you reckon, guys? You reckon that, was it really key that we should have had one more signing in before the before the transfer window went out? Um, it seems so. It seems like this could potentially be just a way. I don't think it will be. I think that the players seem to be a bit more resolute. Um, Naivety. You can't be naive when you play against Man United, and in fact, any of the other top teams. I put Man City and Chelsea there, Liverpool there as well. You can't be. We all know, who's come in. Um, Haaland for Man City is like a beast of a player. He's scoring goals left, right, and centre. So we have to have a kind of like different tactic when we play against Man City. Chelsea have just got rid of their manager. That's a shock. I have to admit that is a shock. I mean, I know a couple of Chelsea fans, and I think they must be reeling. I didn't think that. I thought Tuchel was okay, but for him to be sacked in the manner that he was, that speaks volumes. In a sense, his last, he didn't last as long as Arteta, and last season we were all thinking, well, maybe Arteta isn't the right guy for this. So yeah, I'm just that's Chelsea. That's Chelsea. I'm not going to focus on. I'm focusing on us purely because we have to bounce back from what happened at the weekend. It'd be interesting to find out what the team lineup's going to be as well. In my own humble opinion, I think that we have to give Saka a rest because this young lad, although it was his birthday a few days ago, he's been carrying the team, and I feel that his style of play is become a bit predictable. Although he's still got a lot of skills, he's got a lot of skills. I still find that that defenders are finding him out, and if not one defender, excuse me, not one defender, him and Martinelli, they always seem to attract two defenders on them. And you would think with two defenders, that would free up the likes of Uligard and Zinchenko to start being a bit more, grab the game by the scruff of the neck. But hey, so is the way of life. There we go. I just unplugged something, and my voice went. Um, there we go. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a see what we've got here. Just my man again. Yeah. So actually, he says sacked, but they said not to do with yesterday's game. It was decided a while ago, which means they decided after 3 games and before giving 250 mil spending money. That is madness. That's madness, but it's football. DT says audio is gone, as I know it's gone, but it should be back up again. You should be able to hear me again. Should be able to hear me. Yeah. It's football. We say it's madness. When money's pumped into a game, it kind of it's almost like it's meant to guarantee the fact that you have to stay within the top four. Now, if that's the case, then we better watch out for Newcastle because Newcastle got new owners, and they're not afraid to spend as well. So while we may be in the confines of having a few new players in, and we've spent some money, we have to look at the likes of like Man City still and Newcastle. Liverpool is pretty much a team that they're settling into their stride. They may have had a couple of dodgy results so far, but they'll find their groove when they need to. We need to start becoming a bit more progressive and aggressive as well. What I didn't like at the Man United match was the way that we get bullied. We get bullied. I know they're young players. I know they're learning their trade, but when you're on the field of play, if one of your own guys is down, then you protect him. I didn't like the way Anthony and this Mac
Tommy Martini, whatever his name is, the guy who wrestled Jesus with a rugby tackle. You know, I know it's a few days ago as well, and I don't want to keep on beating around, beating the stick, but Arsenal players need to start having a bit more steel about them. They need to have a bit more grit. They need to be a bit more together. I saw at the end of the first half, Udegaard was talking to the referee. Now, I'm trying to remember the name of the Man United guy who got fouled. He was in the referee's ear the whole time. It didn't matter if he was close to the referee, it was like 20 yards away. He was Ericsson. He would be in the referee's ear. We need that kind of leadership from our team. It's great that we've got Odegaard and we've got these players now, and they want to do things the right way. But sometimes you have to win ugly, and if it means having a go at the referee or the linesman, it creates a bit of doubt in their mind. Two, it also puts gets your team on high alert as well when you're going back on Gabriel. Potentially he did have a great of games. It keeps your defensive line on their toes because they know that they're being backed up. It's one of those things that really does kind of like wind me up. Is when I see one of my players go down and no one's around him to protect him, and then you've got the Man United players over the guy saying, sorry, I seen the message come up. So, you got one of the Man United guys standing over our player, tell him to get up. Nah, it's one of those things that does wind me up a bit. Okay, Ashley says, and Uber joined Chelsea to play for him again. Well done, Uber. You played with him for 59 minutes. What do you think about Aubameyang going to Chelsea? Do you think that his legendary status at Arsenal has kind of like gone? Or will you still regard him as a legendary player, or what? I think legendary players, those kind of like taglines are used too often. So tell me what you think in the chat. I've just seen quite a few. Russ Moore says, "Can't hear you, Raz. You can't hear me. Get back to me." I'm hoping that I'm sure I'm muted. I'm not on mute. When I do that, I'm sure you can hear me. So, and DWT says it's back. Yes, it's back. I'm sure it's back. Thanks, DWT. Okay. Actually, he says, watch out, John Goon is about. Ooh, to be a Gooner, super Raz, mate. Oh, okay, nice one, Ooh, to be a Gooner. I hope you're well. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Tell me what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about us playing against FC Zurich tomorrow, and where we're going to stand against Everton at the weekend, further down the weekend as well, isn't it? Oh, it's the 17th. I think we play Everton. Okay, Russ Morgan. It's sorted, mate. That was about 5 minutes ago. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to keep up. So much appreciated, Russ. Actually, he did not have legendary status. He was good for a couple of years and destroyed his rep in the last couple of years. Yeah. I felt that he did that. I felt that. I'll tell you something. When we won the FA Cup against Chelsea, and he was thinking about signing. So I'll come back to you, Mube. Come back to you. He was thinking about signing. I wasn't too keen on the idea because I felt like he was holding us to ransom a little bit. And then when he finally did sign, and the camera was panning around him, and he said that he wanted to be a legend at Arsenal. When you say that, then it means that you're going to go through thick and thin. You stick with the team until you feel it's the right time to move. Not a season later. You know what I mean? Not a season later. You if he was the right man, as he'd shown like two 2 seasons ago previous, then you stick with the team. You know, you see the likes of Wrighty. I have to go back and say about Wrighty, Henri. When they were the main guys, they were the main guys, and they stuck through thick and thin. You know, and to me, they are legendary status because they did that. Aubameyang, you know, I think he's a favourite. I liked him. I liked his style of play. I liked the way he celebrated his goals. But there were times when I was a bit frustrated because he did go through a bad spell. When he goes through a bad spell, the particular time not to go through a bad spell is when we're playing against them down the road. And when he didn't show up for that, you know, and he was captain, you know, that speak volumes. So yeah, I think legendary status tends to get overused too many times. For me, a player of legendary status wins just about everything, and it stays with the club for at least. I know football's a very fast game now. There's no more players staying for about 400 odd appearances or 500 odd appearances. It's probably closer to maybe 2 or 3, and then you move on. But you want to win everything. So for me, if a player can stay at the club for 5+ years, and he wins everything, then to me that's the way of becoming a legend. But not just winning stuff, being able to turn up and inspire the team, and be a constant thorn in opposition. You know, to me those are the ingredients of becoming a legendary status. Okay, I'm going to go into some of these comments because they're simply coming thick and fast. So I put in this one, John the Gooner. Evening, Gooners. Good to see you, Ralph. Good to see you as well, John. I was watching the Easy Talk. You know what? I'm kind of envious at times, because when Alex gets these guys in for the Easy Talk, you've got El Tel, you've got Richard II, you've got John the Gooner. We'll be having James coming back as well within the next couple of weeks as well. But if you get on the Easy Talk, it is such a great platform to hear from other Gooners their insight into the way that they perceive Arsenal. And I'm so happy, and yet at times I'm so envious that I don't get in. I've got work commitments most of the time, so today's my day off, funny enough. But when Alex gets the right ingredients of the guys who contribute to this channel, to me it's a proper history lesson, and it's an insight into the way that us fans we do have quite a lot of technical knowledge. I'm not a technical knowledge guy. I'll put my hands up. If I could play, I'll be the typical. Back in the day, I was a defender. I was up front when I played for this team up in North London. Then, as my pace was going, I was midfield, and then as my pace was going some more, I was in defence. I was central defence. But if I was playing for Arsenal, I would see myself as just a typical, centre back. I love chasing and nullifying threats, as it were. And the way that these guys talk about their insights into Arsenal, especially El Tel, when he talks about the dark arts, I laugh a lot, but I think that was one of the things that to me that was missing on Sunday's match. It was just the fact that some technical nous, a bit of okay, so they're gonna push one of my teammates into the stands for a throw. Okay, then I'm gonna dig my ribs into one of their players and see how he likes it. That's what I would have done. But it's good. It's good to get people like John the Gooner and El Tel and even DW2 when he comes in. It's a great platform. Hey Ajax.
Yo, what's happening, guys?
I had a lot of technical issues. Ashley D, as always, he pulls me out, man. He pulls me out. So
well, he's your wingman, isn't he?
Sorry?
He's your wingman.
He is. I want to say I'm Maverick, but I think that I'm more of a Joker than the Maverick, to be honest.
I'm saying nothing, man. I'm saying nothing.
Yeah,
Can you
you
hear me
better
all
not
right?
say anything. Sorry?
Can you hear me all right? Oh, actually,
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
all right. It's actually
You said-
using. Why is he using that camera for? All right. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. Yeah. Nice one, man. So, what
Yeah.
have you spoken about so far? Because I've got.
I've just rattled on a bit about the match that gone, and also we're playing against FC Zurich. I had to look to see who we're playing against tomorrow. FC Zurich. I don't know nothing about them. Do you? Alex, you're mute. Can't hear you.
No, you know what happened? I unplugged the webcam
Yeah, that's
here.
what I did.
Yeah. I was just saying I recorded a show with James Rowe yesterday, which will go live tomorrow afternoon. I can't say nothing more than that. But I've seen some bits and pieces about Essex Zurich, and they're not that great of a team. But with Arsenal, you just never know, innit? Arsenal are like a box of chocolates. But I've always said I don't want to give too much away. You'll see it again tomorrow afternoon. We've both agreed about Arsenal. Literally, Arsenal still not ready to go in the Champions League, to be honest. I mean, we saw. I don't know. I think Gabriel Jesus has been. I would say teams now know how to play against Gabriel Jesus. Man United, they roughed up, like we said earlier on today, Ralph. Was it yesterday? Today or yesterday? Listen, they've just they sussed us out now. We've been sussed. You know what I mean? But it's up for Arsenal to come up with a plan B or a plan C. You know what I mean? You go for the comments.
Yeah, I'm going for comments, but I'll just go back to what you were saying about how teams are kind of like sussed us out a little bit. Last season, all they did, most teams, what they did, they put two men on Martinelli because they know he's a speedster, and there was nobody who can keep up with him. So by the time Martinelli had gone as far as he can, and looking back, he had two men on him, and there was no and what you do, you try and play cute. You know, when we play football in the park, if you want a quick throw or a corner, you kick it against the opposition, don't you? So and you allow your teammates to join you. Then we didn't get that rub of the green.
Yeah.
With Saka, they kicked Saka up. He's still a young man, but they kicked him up. And the referee, I remember in one match, he said to the referee, like, come on now, help us out here. But the referee ain't going to do jack.
No.
He ain't going to do jack because as far as he's concerned, he's trying to keep up with play. You know what I mean? Why would he want to try and protect a player?
But I think just someone was like retweeting Thierry Henry's best highlights where he's got like all the skills and the drag backs and what have you. And I guess for Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Saka, they just have to find a way. They have to find a way. And I think that's the difference between good players and great players. Great players manage to find a way to deliver, and they have to step up now. Back in the Europa League, got to step up. Again, I've got a couple of new segments I actually want to talk about, Ralph, if that's all right.
Go on, plug away.
Yeah. All right. So the first new segment, I know that you've probably seen the thumbnail artwork that I designed. Unfortunately, we can't show it here, can we? No, we can't. No. Anyway, the latest news: Florent Balogun has revealed that Alexander Lacazette had advised him to leave Arsenal last season and kept on telling him to move to France. Now, Balogun was actually tipped to leave the Gunners at the end of his deal, but was convinced to sign a new 4-year deal with Arsenal after extensive talks with Mikel Arteta. Now, he said actually on Amazon Prime Video Sport, he's a great player. Balogun said of Lacazette in an interview. When he was at Arsenal, he would always help me progress and improve, teaching me techniques and giving me advice. I remember speaking to Lacazette and he kept on telling me, you need to go to Ligue 1, France. You will do well here. Maybe he should become an agent as well as because he's a great knowledge of football. I spent a whole career in London, so I came here. I knew it was going to be different. I didn't know the language. I'm still trying to learn. But for me, it's important to step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. So, yeah, a little bit insight that Lacazette was trying to convince Balogun to leave Arsenal and go and play in the French league. Imagine that. I wonder how Lacazette's feeling. Balogun, I told you in secret, man. You can tell the whole world. Ah, dearie me.
But it just
Anyway.
goes to show, Alex, that that young players are impressionable, and if they feel that they can take that kind of advice from a seasoned player, as it were, then that's where their heads get twisted. It can be a bit of a fine line between listening to your manager and like some of the technical support coaches telling you how to improve your game, to listening to your potential teammate, who says, "Nah, you know what? I feel that you'd be better off going somewhere else, honing your skills."
Yeah.
And if your head's twisted, if it was, for example, could you imagine if it was Barcelona that came in, then you would think, that's it, I'm off, because my teammate has pretty much said to me that I can improve. The chance of you actually even sitting on the bench at Barcelona is slim and none.
Yeah.
And then what do you do then? You're out in the wilderness because you've cut ties. You've burnt your bridges.
Well, that
So
takes me into my segue about Barcelona. And apparently Ian Wright has admitted that he's so sad to see Hector Bellerin leave and go to play for Barcelona. Are you sad to see Bellerin go, Ralph?
I'm not. No.
All right. Next news segment then. Explain why.
I'm not sad that he's. I think that he's. You know what? Actually, I saw on Twitter he put it was I'm not sure if it's retweeted or something, but he put on it's like a little segment about him being at Arsenal and he's gone to Barcelona. And I was thinking, well, good luck for you. You know what I mean? He was at Arsenal since he was about, is it 7 or 11? He did come in very young, didn't he? So and I think he and Koscielny suffered, I suppose, the wrath of modern day social media, because their form, I think, Hector Bellerin's form dipped. He got himself injured and he didn't have the pace as he used to have. I remember a match against Newcastle at home. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy for Newcastle. He was ripping into him, left, right, and centre. Was it? And I want to say Antonio, but I don't think Antonio plays for West Ham. But there was this guy on the left wing, I remember, and he was ripping into Bellerin like you wouldn't believe.
Does he play for Newcastle still?
I don't know. This was this was a couple of seasons ago.
So Maximin?
Say again?
St. Maximin? He plays now for Newcastle on the wing.
Left wing.
Yeah. It must have been.
The name doesn't sound familiar, but I remember. He looked kind of slight. Well, he had a build on him. He had a build on him.
That's not him,
this guy. But I saw Ben and I was thinking, and then there's been lots of skirmishes with other social media channels, which I won't go into. But I feel that he went to Oxford University to do a kind of talk, and he blasted social media. So Koscielny, to me, Koscielny was a bit overrated. He scored a couple of goals in a goal in FA Cup. But I never forget that time against Birmingham when he collided with
Coquelin.
Chesney, the goalkeeper.
Oh, okay.
And the ball went to one of the Birmingham players and scored. And as the guy scored the goal, he tapped Koscielny on the head, like to say, like, thanks. I was
Thank
thinking,
you.
wow. That was a day. Actually, that was a day I was looking after my daughter and her niece, and I shouted at the TV, and both of them start crying because I was shouting at the TV. But yeah. Those to me, those players. I'm not. And look at how Koscielny went. My man lifted up his shirt and showed that he had another shirt underneath. So I'm not sad. I mean, I appreciate what they've done, and I wish them well. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's done with.
Okay, and my last news segment. Within the last, let's say, 4 to 5 hours, we've heard that Thomas Tuchel has parted company with Chelsea. Now, I was thinking, Aubameyang left Barcelona to go and play with Tuchel. Tuchel's no longer there. So Aubameyang is no longer our player anyway, and I shouldn't probably really be talking about him as a new segment, but I just thought it's quite interesting that Tuchel, I think he joined Chelsea in January of last year. They won the Champions League and I think the Club Super Cup as well. And I tell you what, like I put in the WhatsApp group on Cannon 4 TV, to me, the manager's job at Chelsea is like a poison chalice, because you've got to continue win games. You've got to continue win trophies. Otherwise, you're out the door. I'm thinking Tuchel did an excellent job there. Now, apparently, Brighton have given Chelsea the right to speak to Graham Potter. If I was Graham Potter, I wouldn't go to Chelsea, but he might want to go to Chelsea to prove himself. But the poison chalice, man. Ralph, your thoughts? Thomas Tuchel sacked.
Well, I put in here what Ashley D says, and Uwe joined Chelsea to play for him again. Well done, Uwe. You played for 59 minutes. So I'm telling you, it's, you know what? As fans, we don't go nowhere. This is our home. Arsenal is our home, and we see players come, we see players go. I remember when Alexis came in, and it's this Chilean striker, brilliant. He was.
Sorry, I'm just pointing that. Yeah, he says, "What's up, mate, Alex?" Sorry, go on. Sorry, man.
Yeah, so Alexis, he was brilliant. He scored goals. He scored against Man United and that kind of stuff. And then when it started going south, my man wanted to go. Look at what's his name now? Giroud. Giroud went to Chelsea, right? And he cussed us. My man cussed us big time, And then they won the Euros, the Europa League. And I don't know where that guy is, to be honest. I don't know where
AC Milan. Giroud is at AC Milan.
Okay. Yeah. So his time at Chelsea was a really long one.
Well,
he won something, didn't he?
It was a successful one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny how some players leave. We can talk about some of the players who left to go to Man City and end up winning. Van Persie left us to play for Man United, won the Premier League. So I don't know. It's we've got to see what happens in the next couple of years. Whether Arteta will still be with Arsenal in the next 2 years, we have to remain to see what he does in this season. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Well, I think it's quite ironic in the sense that last season he was probably thinking, flipping out, I've got to pull out a few wins here, otherwise, I could be up with the board of directors, and all of a sudden now he's off Tuchel. Tuchel is like gone. So yeah, it's a results match. It's a results game. Let me just
sorry, I don't want to cut him off. There was a tweet that someone put out that if Mikel Arteta is so good a manager, why haven't Chelsea asked to speak to Mikel Arteta? What do you think about that? Do you think would Arteta take the Chelsea job? Don't
Nah,
think so.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
Mm.
But you know what? Money does talk sometimes. You know what I mean? Money does talk.
And money
This is some
silences
strange
as well.
things.
Money
Could you
silences.
imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine, for example, if Arsenal went to Man United and Alex Ferguson went to Arsenal?
I mean, no comment. No comment.
Utabia Guna says that we should bag a win in that game versus Everton. We should go on in Hungary and win. Fingers crossed, because last season we lose and it's a disaster. DWT says that how FC Zurich is bottom of the league with no wins, should be an easy win. Academy players should get some wins. Otherwise, we are getting prepared properly.
I don't know. I wouldn't start the academy players in this one. Go hard and go fast. You don't want to give FC Zurich any opportunity. They're back bottom of the table for a reason. So we don't want to compound and give them any kind of motivation. But no, I will go hard and fast in that game on Thursday. Yeah.
I want to go back a couple of messages. I missed up on them. Mube Guna, my bro, what's happening?
You see, he would never send me a message because he knows I'll wind him up.
Yes,
I'd love to be wound up, boy.
Yes. All right, let's go forward. I think John Green said the same thing. I think we need to put our strongest team out against Zurich and get the job done. Yeah. Utabit Green says, dude, you cannot compare Uber with the players from Invincibles, man. It's not a fair comparison. I'm not comparing Uber with any of the Invincibles. I'm just saying that when Uber said he wanted to become a legend, this is the thing. I've become a bit more reflective. I say this time round, rather than go straight in. Sometimes I used to go straight in, but I think maybe my mature years is telling me that I have to be a bit more reflective and hold back a little bit. Be quiet, Alex.
All right, big bro.
But the Arsenal that I grew up with, I know that it had to change. I know it had to change, and sometimes we can be very we can see things through rose-tinted glasses, but there's still some certain aspects that has to remain the same. You have to have the same kind of passion and desire to want to win. You have to turn up. Yeah, you have to back your teammates, even if they're wrong. You know, even if the referee could be right or whatever, you have to back your teammates. Okay, because they're your teammates. You can have all the arguments in the dressing room or on the coach back, but when you're on the field of play, you back your teammate. Okay, and you have to go out there to win. If you leave it all on the pitch and you've done everything and you lose, then you can put your hands on and say, you know, the better team won. Okay, I'm not really interested when people say, oh, the better team lost. You lose, you lose. You win, you win. If it's a draw, then you take the positives out of you know those kind of scenarios. But I'm not comparing Uber with any of the legendary players. He said that he wanted to be a legend, and for me, from the time when we won the FA Cup, and he was like and ahhing about signing, and he did sign. To me, it showed that there was something underneath all that, and it got played out. And unfortunately, when you want to be a legend, but you don't show up against the biggest match in the season against them down the road, it speaks volumes. Yeah. It speaks volumes. Now, look what's happened. He's decided to go. He went to Barcelona, all well and good, but now he was coming back to Chelsea. You know, So what? So is he going to become a legend at Chelsea? I don't think so. I think he's going to be one of those players that's going to be touted again somewhere. It'd be interesting to see if he does show up against us and what he's going to do. You know, if he said, um, I won't say anything negative. If he scores, he scores. I'm not going to. I remember years back when Adebayor did what he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he felt that he was justified. But look where his career has gone.
Yeah.
So I treat players for where they are in their own place. And at this moment in time, Uber won us the FA Cup. But unfortunately, you know, the end part of his career is he didn't show up. He was training by himself, and then he went out. That's not a legendary status tag for me.
Well, we play against Chelsea, I believe, at Stamford Bridge. Remember the 5th of November. The 5th of November is going to be it's going to be interesting. I know it's going to be billed as Arteta versus Aubameyang or Aubameyang versus Arteta. The double A. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, November.
That sounds like a battery.
Yeah. Ralph, are you feeling all right? You've done like 2 live shows now in the space of 4 days, man. You did a watch along, and now you're doing this show. Are you feeling all right, man?
I've got. Like I said, I've got some. I had today off work. I had a lot of things to catch up on after being away, and I feel like I'm slowly just getting to there now. And in order to I want to see if I can back up the watch-alongs with maybe a bit of a catch-up like this to show where you know where we are. As I said to the guys earlier, when you do your easy talk, it's really good to get the other fans' reaction to how their insights of being a fan and the knowledge that backs it up as well. And if we can widen the net even more, then why not?
Yeah.
Okay, going through a few more of these. As John Lagoon, if you put out our strongest team versus team with no wins in their league, then we have big problems. Our team should be hungry for a win.
Yeah,
point.
I completely agree with that. We don't want to give them any kind of margin for them to kind of gather some kind of positivity or momentum. No, we go in there with our strongest, get the job done.
Okay, but if you're going to look at Arsenal in terms of opposition who may not have had any wins, scored any goals, players gone without the longest time not scoring, this could be the time when that could happen, and we've seen it happen too often, Alex.
If you play the academy players who've probably not played in Europa League ties before, who are not tested under pressure, you're asking for trouble. Play your strongest 11, get it out of the way. Again, you can rotate. Without having to resort to using the academy players. There's no need for that. Just go out there, make a statement of intent, and with the stats there, the bottom of their league, then let's make sure that we compound that and beat them convincingly. I mean, for me, I know a win's a win, but a 1-0 win for me, it's not going to cut it with me. Go out there, beat them convincingly without any injuries. Period. Yeah.
Jonathan says, actually, do you remember the advert, the Humphreys?
I remember that.
It's about the milk, isn't it? The Humphreys about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. That's getting back a few years now, isn't it? The 70s, man.
Yeah. Jonathan says, Chelsea are done and dusted. A retirement home for elderly footballers.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I you know what? I saw Modric and another player against Celtic last night. Another Chelsea player, and they look on good form. And the thing with Chelsea is that you just don't know how they're going to turn up. They always seem to have that bit more life when they get a new manager in as well. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say they're done and dusted yet. if they were like, I suppose like down to maybe 20th at the season, then yeah, I'll be happy with that. But that ain't gonna happen. Would be a good one. So, what do you think about Anthony and Sancho? Would they be stars or flops?
Oh, it's too early to say, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's too early to say for Anthony, although he scored the goal on Sunday. But Sancho has been a couple of seasons now, hasn't he? Sancho, I do like the look of Sancho. It's too early to say, to be honest. It's too early to say.
We see like into well, we've got a World Cup, haven't we, coming? So we see what after then.
Yeah.
We see after then.
I mean, I know they paid almost £90 million for Anthony. He's got to pay that back big time. You know what I mean? And when you pay that amount of money for that player or a particular player, the pressure's on. I mean, look at our record signing, £72 million, and where is he? He's not playing at Arsenal, is he? So it's a good start for him, but a lot of pressure, and they've got to produce. They spent a lot of money. So yeah.
John Laguna says a legend, Peter Story, was 77 today. 15 years at Arsenal, a double and a European trophy, the enforcer.
Yeah, we'll have to try and get him onto the Easy Talk sometime in the future.
And Dido says, Raz, who's that guy you let into the show? I've got to go.
Bye-bye, DWTT. Bye-bye.
Actually, then he backs up. Sub Alex, mate. Raz reminds me of a Boué. He was a defender. So Raz fancy Charles at Arsenal. Knowing me, I'll get on the pitch and then Arteta says, no, you're a sub, but I have to sub you off again.
You're the backup of the backup of the backup of the backup.
I think about maybe 20, 30 times more than that, mate. Jonathan says, actually, I think I still owe my Eunice.
Oh yeah. Unigate. Was it Unigate?
Unigate.
Yeah. Static, what's happening, man?
Static in the house. Static. And DWT says, better who?
Hector Bellerin.
So it says we've got 8 likes, and please subscribe. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we really appreciate it. I'm seeing that the figures up for views like it's 12. It was 20 at one moment, but they probably thought, no, you know what? It's just too much Arsenal talk. I'm going to go. So
they saw my face and they went.
Chelsea rushed to Uber and Tuchel was to be fired soon after window. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Actually, he comes up with what you just said as well, Alex. If I can show it to you as well. He says Chelsea is not a poison chalice because either way, you're going to get a huge payday. In fact, you have nothing to lose, which could be counterproductive.
Yeah, but you look at Graham Potter, who I think he's got a degree in sports psychology, and like I put in the group, the WhatsApp group, he just has a way with the players. He knows how to optimize the resources that he has. So you go to Chelsea again. Don't get me wrong. If he goes, it's up to him. Can it be all about the money? No, he wants to prove himself if he accepts the job. I'm just thinking you don't really want to go to Chelsea because, again, unless you're winning trophies, season in, season out, one bad run of games, you're out. And actually, my original wingman, Monty, actually put on Twitter, isn't it strange that the managers who've won the Champions League, they always manage to sack. So what more do you want from your manager? The guy joined last year, January. He won the Champions League. What more do you want from him? 5-6 games in, and you sack the guy. I know they spent a lot of money, but I just don't get it, Ralph. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, you know what? I don't want to get it, to be honest, because that's Chelsea's way. That's Chelsea's way. You know when they say like on certain banners, Pride of London, Kings of London, all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
To me, if you're gonna be that kind of ruthless, I understand. I understand about being ruthless. I understand it from a player's point of view. When you look at like Vieira, you look at Bergkamp, you look at Thierry Henry. You have to be cold. And I said this during the watch along. When you get the chances, you have to put the chances away. I don't care if it's offside. Put the ball in the back of the net, because at some point, when the chances come, you're still going to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, because it's gone. You've done your job. You've got to be that cold. Chelsea, the way they run their business, the way that as soon as Russia, started doing that thing with Ukraine, and Abramovich, dropping off where he had to drop off, he's still in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
Background. Don't get that twisted. In the background, you're not gonna invest a lot of money and think that you can walk away from it. No. He's still in the background. He's pulling the strings. He's still in the background.
That was the other tweet
way.
I was going to say as well. Someone said on Twitter that don't get it twisted. Abramovich is still pulling the strings in the background. Yeah, thinking, he is.
All those managers going. That's Abramovich's signature. That's what it is, right? That's his signature. So as far as I'm concerned, he's still there. But for Arsenal, if we're going to flip it, for Arsenal to be ruthless, they're doing it from another kind of way. They're trying to get as much, the amount of kits that they go through a season, the amount of kits they want to they want to big up. Okay, recoup your money that way, fine. But when it comes to a point where we want to sorry, something just come up. When it comes to a point where we want you to get the money through the gates, we have to start winning. We have to start winning. We have to, and we've gone through the Arsenal all or nothing. I was kind of like skeptical when I saw it was them down the road doing it, and then Man City doing it, and then there's I think Notts Forest done something. Even in South Wales, we've got two people. One of them is a very famous actor. I'm trying to famous actor. I can't get his name, but they invest in Wrexham, and that's a program here as well. So all the money that's in and around football, you have to be ruthless. And Abramovich, for all intents and purposes, he pulled up the blueprint. Fergie was ruthless with the players. He said to him, "Look, I'm the man," and he got rid of quite a few players. It didn't matter if he was with a Spice Girl or if he decided to put a book out. His own captain, he blasted. You understand me? So he was ruthless in that kind of way, and even Keane said that how he had to be ruthless. Arsenal comes in from a different kind of angle. We're trying to get the money back from 2 seasons ago, and everything else. But they're not ruthless enough in terms of personnel. Hence the reason why we got somebody. We got in Pepe for a ridiculous amount of money, and then all of a sudden, because of whatever it was, he's gone. So we're trying to recruit money, but Chelsea, if they want to get rid of somebody, but they get somebody in that can win them something, then they'll do it, because that's their blueprint. That's how they work.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna rattle through these because the hour's nearly up. John Lagoon says, personally, I'm loving the demise of Chelsea. The Assemble says, good evening, the Assembled. Good evening. Remember the former Chelsea owner was a football fan. That's the difference. Yeah, it was the guy who passed away in the helicopter crash, didn't he? He was the owner. He used to stand amongst the fans. Michael Was it Michael?
Or was it Matthew? Matthew Harding?
Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew Harding.
Matthew Harding. Matthew Harding.
Yeah,
Yeah, he used
yeah.
to. But before then, Ken Bates was talking about electrifying the fence. Yeah, anyone who knows a bit of Chelsea history, you back me up. He was talking about electrifying the fence at one stage.
Goodness.
The assembled DWT, the strongest team has to play as the difference between first team players and squad players is massive. Example, Jesus and
He's bigger than Ketia. Yeah.
Actually, it says when we grew up, players never looked to be legends. No, they played and retired. Then it was their history, achievements, and attitude that makes them legends. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally right.
Yeah.
John Laguna says Uber still has an Arsenal tattoo. It's there for life. He says now players are arrogant and are looking and want to be called legends. Yeah. Yeah, what's it that Tony Adams says? If you play for the fans and they remember the name on the back of the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, see, Jesus and Saka shouldn't have to play against Zurich. What do you think?
So if you don't play Jesus and Saka, who do you play? Who do you put in their place? Again, the squad numbers, because we didn't buy any additional players after Zinchenko. Who do you play in the position? Can you put it back up again, please?
Yeah.
Can you put it back up again? Who was it? So who are you going to play? Are you going to play Martinelli and Ketia? Or who are you going to play? DWTT, if he's still listening. Squad rotation, I understand that, but no way. I've just seen the other comment there where you're just saying, what's he said there? Yeah, fellas, I never said that they have to start. Last 10, 15 minutes should go. No. You don't. You want to go hard and fast from minute 1 to 90 plus minutes. Again, make a statement of intent. The bottom of their league for a reason. Go there, smash them, job done. I don't think there's any real need to play the academy players. I don't think so. But again, we don't play Jesus or Saka. Do we have enough players to do the rotation? I don't know. Thinking, man.
Zurich is worst team in the group. If we don't rest versus them, then we won't rest our players. This team isn't that deep.
What's your opinion?
Mark Weber says Sterling, Lukaku is available, half price maybe. Would you take Lukaku?
I've always said I rate Lukaku. I mean, his numbers, speak for himself. Even when he was playing for Inter before he went back to Chelsea, and now he's back with Inter. I would take him. Premier League proven. He would provide something different. When you think banging on about plan A, and plan A is not working, what's your plan B? And actually, I don't know. I might actually argue that Lukaku would be our plan A, but he brings the physicality. There's no way. McTominay would have done that to Lukaku. I don't think so. I don't think so. Do you not remember how look what happened to Pablo Mari? The man's never returned to the Premier League. So again, you need. I'm not going to say a backup striker, because I don't see Lukaku as a backup striker. He's an additional striker. He brings something different. You imagine McTominay trying to do that to Lukaku, or even thinking about doing it to Lukaku. I love the interplay passing through the lines, but you've got to have something different in your bag. When things are not quite working out, what's your plan B? And I joked about Arteta being stuck on the train tracks, Ralph, or like a horse galloping with the blinkers. He is blinkered. The Pep way is not the Arsenal way, and the Arsenal way is not the Pep way. But yeah, I would take Lukaku, Ralph, man. Would you take him?
Yeah, I'll take him. Because he bullies defenders.
Yeah, there you go.
He bullies defenders. Yeah, I'll take him. He just lumped the ball. Like I remember, Eltel said what we're missing. We are missing somebody that can just at times, as intricate as the play has been. And don't get me wrong, Arsenal was popping the ball all around the box against Man
Yeah.
United. It looked really good, but there was no end product. There was no end product. They chipped the ball up for a free kick. You're chipping the ball, but their defenders are 6+. So that's meat and veg to them. There was no kind of tactical. You know what? Let me just smash this ball and then, or let me just play it wide. Let's do a dummy run to split the wall open, and then you have a crack on goal. There's none of that kind of like thought process. It was all, let's chip. Let's try and play it really nice, tight, and then they just crowded us out. So I'll take Lukaku because you put the ball to him, and he'll say, right, I'm running onto this, I'm going to score, because that's what he did every time.
I just received a message from our sister, Ralph, and she's asking a question. Do you think Conte is upset about Tuchel? Do you remember the handshake, innit? So do you think he's upset with the fact that anyway.
Yeah, that's them. All right, I'm going to rattle through. Dido says, what at the assembled? I think the assembled coming back with Dido, 1 star host has interpreted your comment how they like, there's nothing you can do. That's why I kept saying, keep digging. I know the feeling. All right, it says, lol. Naketa has to play for Jesus. Marquinhos for Saka. John Green says, I would take Zurich. Lightly
I wouldn't.
Put the dust out. I wouldn't take Zurich.
Yeah.
Dido says, who replaces Gabriel and Saliba in your opinion? And
hey, Alfie,
Alfie.
yeah. The cheeky chappy. Hey.
There you go. Lukaku bullied Mari. Not a good example of what he did to the rest of the league. Where is he now? Mari was his best day. Then he disappeared. Gabriel Saliba has to play. White most likely will play at fullback, and Holding should cover at centre back spot. And Mr. Bungle comes and says, "What's cooking, people? I tell you what's cooking. What's cooking is."
Can I just say something very quickly, Ralph? Can I say something very quickly? You know, there is a saying that's come from, I believe, from the States, is that, you know, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. If it's working, you know, to the best way possible, don't try and make any changes. And that's why I agree with John Nagiza. Go with your strongest 11 against FC Zurich. Again, you don't want to give them any opportunities. Yeah, go in there, hard 11, go hard and fast, beat them convincingly, come out there, we go on. But that's just my opinion. Don't try and fix it, you know, if it ain't broke. But anyway.
But you know,
nice show, Ralph. Nice show, man. Nice show.
Saying that though, they always say that you can always improve on your improvements. I think that's what it is. I think that it's while it's working, you always have to. If you can tweak it, you tweak it. And I think that's what happens. If you remember, I think this is partial like a Chelsea program at this moment in time. Ranieri was called a Tinkerman because he used to tinker quite a lot. But look what happened when he went to Leicester. He went to Leicester and they won the Premiership. So sometimes you have to, you know, it's good to keep the engine going, but at other times, if there's a chance of improvement, then you know you have to improve. There seems to be quite a couple more.
But Ralph, sorry, but the thing is, we haven't kicked a ball in anger in the Europa League. This is our first game. So once the job is done, once we've qualified, then maybe you could probably think about tinkering it a little bit, maybe play, you know, give the academy players a few minutes towards the end, but we haven't started yet. So let's start in a good way and continue in that vein. But we haven't played yet. And we're thinking about introducing academy players for the last 5-10 minutes. I disagree. I completely disagree. But anyway.
Okay, so actually, one of our regulars.
Yeah. That was quick, Ralph. All right.
Carl. Hi, Carl. You're coming towards the end, mate. You're coming towards the end. I'm literally going to bounce. Yeah, someone says, do you remember what happened to Traore against Drogba?
No. Drogba
No.
was our nemesis, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't like Drogba. So John Goon says, Carl's back.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Yeah.
And I think John Goon says, great show, Gooners. Yeah, thanks very much. And I'll put this in because he says hi to John. So hi, John, says Carl. Okay, I am going to call it an evening. It started off in the worst kind of way with my camera and everything going amiss. But again, as always, my wingman, I'm the Joker. Ashley D is Maverick. He's Maverick. He's the main guy. So I appreciate that he's helped me out. And for you guys who just come in, if you see what you like, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. I always say this. My brother does exceedingly fantastic work. The way that he gets us to talk on this platform, when he does the easy talk, when he does the segments in the morning. I know he's changing now because, of course, he's got his placement and everything else. And it's for myself to step up as well and step in. I thought I'd do this just to see how we can do it. Seeing some more comments coming in, but you know what? I'm going to just have to leave it. But yeah, great as always. Alex, thanks a lot for joining me when you can join in. I appreciate it.
That's all right, man. All right.
You know what? Just because Ashley D has helped me, I've got to put this in. Actually, it says some facts for you. Today on the 6th of September, 9:30 was the day of the first league match at Highbury. Arsenal beat Leicester Fossey 2-1.
Wow. Okay, well.
And Carl says you could always do a watch along of the Liverpool game tonight.
I think we'll pass on that.
I could do, but nah. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you very much. I appreciate all you guys coming in and leaving your comments. And Alex, big up as well. John Laguna, Ashley D, I'm going to have to sort you out because you've helped me a lot. So I appreciate it. Take care, guys. Stay safe. And I'll see you on the next video. It's coming for the TV and we're bouncing. Bye for now.